Hello everyone! Have you ever heard someone speak English in a way that different from what you learned in school? Maybe like dropping S at the end of verbs, or using verbs like fina, X, or stay? That's not incorrect English. It's a social dialects. And today, we're going to explore a powerful one called AAVE, African American Vernacular English. Well, look at these pictures. History and what is more than just a way of talking. It's a deep expression of identity and culture. First, what is social dialects? A social dialect is a way of speaking shaped by your social group. Things like your ethnicity, class, age, gender, or education. For example, in the US, two people might both live in New York City but speak very differently because they from different communities. Unlike regional dialects, like Shorten English or Boston English. Social dialects reflect identity and community values more than geography. AAVE is one of the most studied and recognized examples of this. AAVE, or African American Vernacular English, is a variety of English spoken by many African Americans. It has deep historical roots going back to the time of slavery, when enslaved Africans were forced to learn English but blended it with African language structures. Over generations, this developed into a distinct dialects, influenced by segregations, migrations, and cultural life, especially in cities. AAVE has been shaped by Black communities, music, religion, media, and everyday conversation. You may hear in hip-hop, Twitter, or even popular movies or shows. Now, let's look at what actually makes AAVE special. It has unique grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation rules. These are errors. They are systematic and rule-governed just like any language. So, AAVE is not aren't error for grammar or vocabulary or pronunciation rules. 1. Grammar features. Habitual be, like she be working. It means she works regularly. And then zero copula, like he nice. It means he is nice. Next is double negative. For example, I ain't got no money. It means I don't have any money. And last, use of done. Like he done ate. It means he already ate. Number 2 is vocabulary. For example, like fina. Fina means fixing to or about to. And then X. X means ask. It's like a historical pronunciation dating back to Old English. And then last is stay. Stay is used to express consistent states. For example, he stay mad. It means he's always mad. And last is pronunciation. For example, the fronting, like this, become this. And then final consonants cluster reduction, like cold becomes cool. And the last is articulations, like more sounds like more.
Why do some people, especially African Americans, say ax instead of ask? Well, it's often maligned as a simple mispronunciation of ask. It actually has a deeper history than you'd think. The word ask comes from Old English askion, so that pronunciation is like 1500 years old. But you know what else is? Axion. The English word for ask has had a sk and a ks pronunciation since the time of Chaucer. In fact, Chaucer himself even used the word axe like this. The first settlers of the United States spoke many dialects of English, some that had the sk pronunciation and some that had the ks. In the South, many African Americans learned the ks pronunciation. Over time, the sk pronunciation became the standard in most other places. Switching letters around like this isn't unique to English though. For instance, in vulgar Latin, one of the words for word was parabola, so the R comes before the L in the word. However, the modern standard Spanish pronunciation is palabra. There's nothing wrong with standard dialects, but it doesn't mean that non-standard dialects are mispronunciations of the standard. Dialectal variation's cool, and it's been around for a pretty long time.
Many AAVE speakers are also fluent in standard American English and know how to code switch. That means changing how they speak depending on where they are and whom they with. For example, a person might speak AAVE with friends and family, but switch to standard English in a job interview or classroom. This shows linguistic flexibility and intelligence. But it also reflects the social pressure many people feel to sound professional or speak correctly. Unfortunately, AAVE is often stigmatized in education, employment, and media, even though it's just as complex and valid as any other dialects. Understanding AAVE isn't just about grammar. It's about respecting people and their identities. When we say someone speaking bad English because they use AAVE, we're actually being linguistically biased. And that often overlaps with racial bias. Linguistics agree. AAVE is not slang. It's not lazy speech. It's a fully developed dialect with deep cultural roots and social meanings. We need to challenge stereotypes and value linguistic diversity as part of more inclusive society. You might be surprised how often you already hear AAVE in music, on TikTok, in memes, or on Black Twitter. Words like woke, shade, lit, or even period come from AAVE and have been picked up by mainstream culture. But here's something to remember. Borrowing is fine, but respect is matters. We should avoid using AAVE for humor or trendinesss without understanding the culture it comes from. So, to wrap up, AAVE is powerful, expressive, and deeply meaningful social dialects. It's not just about how people talk, it's about who they are, when they come from, and what they've been through. By learning about AAVE or other dialects, we open our minds to the rich diversity of human language and culture. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, the ways people speak is never wrong. It's just different, and that difference deserves to be understood and celebrated.